Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So this is my first attempt at acrylic pouring. So I basically got some cheap paints because it was my first attempt. As you can see, those acrylic colours were £1.50. A previously hung canvas, a straw, some measuring cups to measure out the paint, some water for mixing in with the paint. That's all I used, was water and paint, and of course a cup of black tea for me. So to start with, I prepared the canvas. Now, normally people would use masking tape on the canvas. I didn't have any, so I just used good old sellotape. Went round and just put it over the edges of the canvas so any spills could be removed easily from the back of it. I then put in some tacks, some wall pins in the back of it, just so that it would be lifted up from the... I've actually got it on top of a box lid. I didn't have anything else to put it on top of to catch the spills, so I thought that would do. And it was just basically to lift it up off there. Like I said, I didn't spend very much on the acrylic paint. Why, it was my first attempt. I will go out and I'll buy some different acrylic paint for the next time. Obviously not too expensive, but I will go out and buy some more paint. So I started mixing the paint. I did 50 mils in the measuring cup, and then I did another 25 mils, I think it was, to see how it would mix. Now this thing of paint said on it, I'll show you it in a little minute, 125 mils. Nowhere near in there. Honestly, I was squeezing the life out of that tube, and there was nowhere near that amount of paint in it. So that's what you get for buying cheap, really. You get half of it. So I think I made a mistake by doing... I'm sure I'd seen on another channel that you mix the paint 2 parts water to 1 part paint. I think I got that wrong. I think it should be 2 parts paint to 1 part water, because the mixture that I got was extremely runny. You will see in a bit, I do go and I add a different colour of paint into the white, because it was really, it would have been like pouring water over the canvas. So, you know, I wasn't going to do that. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe that's right, I'm not sure. But next time I will try 2 parts paint to 1 part water and see if that works. So this is where I added the other part of the water to make it 2 to 1. I really should have left it, probably 1 to 1 would have been better than the way it turned out. But, you know, we live and learn, like I keep saying. So here I split it into some paper cups. I did think to myself, I wonder if it's because it's in that larger cup, because every channel that I've watched, they normally mix it into little paper cups. So I tried that, and even tried changing the stick to a wooden stick to see if that would help any, but it didn't. I just ended up throwing some more paint into it. So I'm getting a little bit frustrated with myself here. So I think to myself, maybe it's just that brand of paint. So I try these acrylic colours. So I picked the green because I knew I had some other green acrylic paint. And I think it was 12 mils that was on these, the size of these actual little paints. So I thought I'd do a third of it. So I marked the cup 3 mils. Yeah, a third of it. No, 6 mils and 6 mils of water to begin with. And I thought I'll try that. I'll just put the 3 mils of water in and see if that makes it any thicker. Now, again, maybe it's the quality of the paints. I don't know. But I do end up mixing some more of the other green paint that I had, excuse me, into this green paint, because I just didn't think it was thick enough. And I do make the same mistake with the pink. I do 1 part paint, 2 parts water. And you'll see going further along, I do actually add more paint into it again, just to make it a little bit thicker. So it is a bit longer, this video, guys, but if you just bear with me and have a watch what happens, you will see me adding more paint into these pots just to try and make it that little bit thicker. The videos they have been watching, the actual paint flows from the stick, but with this it was still dripping from the stick, so I was sure that it was wrong. So here I decided to add some yellow paint. I didn't have any more white left, so I added some yellow just to thicken it up that little bit, and it did actually thicken it up. Not as much as I probably would have liked, but I didn't really want it to be a bright yellow. I would have preferred it to have been white, obviously. But yeah, I just added it until I thought it was the right consistency, and then I started to pour. So now, guys, I basically just pour it around the canvas, spreading it over as much as I can. And then I begin to tilt the canvas just to spread the paint evenly. Now, on some channels, I have seen them using a hairdryer. My hairdryer is absolutely enormous, so I wasn't going to use the hairdryer. Plus, can I find the nozzle for it? Nope. It's like everything else in my house. I did actually buy a canvas to use to try this, and can I find that canvas? Absolutely not. It's the same as everything that comes in my house. You put it down, it disappears. Does anyone else have a house like that? Please let me know in the comments if you do. It's like socks. Socks always disappear as well. I put two socks in the washing machine, one always disappears. Yeah, so I'm just adding some more paint into this other cup. You will see it's a different colour, but actually I quite like the outcome of it being a different colour. And I do just add that around on the canvas as well. I do save some in the cup so that I can do what's called a pillow. So the paint that you put down originally, that's part of the pillow, and then you add another section of the pillow for wherever you put in. I think it's called a Dutch pour that I did. So I'll show you in a moment. But as you can see, I'm just putting, it is a different colour, and I just put it round. But the outcome of it, I did actually quite like it when it dried. So again, I'm just making sure that everywhere's covered and dripping it off the sides as well, just to make sure that the sides are covered. They're not covered completely, but some of them are covered. I do go round later on and just try and smooth around the sides just to put colour on it. So then on the other channels, they actually use like a blowtorch. I don't have one of those, so I just went with my lighter, right or wrongly. I mean, I was panicking thinking, oh, I hope this doesn't set on fire, but it didn't. I just popped the bubbles with it. So now with the creamy colour, I'm creating what's called the pillow. So that's the where I want to put the colours, and then I go along with the green, and then I go over with the pink, and then I go over with the green again, just following that pillow. So once I'd added the colours and I was satisfied with them, I then went round the edges again with the cream colour, which was like the base coat, just to form another pillow around it. And I then got the straw and started to blow. So I blew the cream over the top of the colours as best as I could. My table is actually against a wall, so I can't go round the other side to blow all the way around. Do excuse my hair here. I hadn't even put a brush through it when I started doing this. And then I just basically blew out like a feather shape. And I must admit, I was really pleased with how it went with the straw. And I was really surprised at the patterns it was forming. I really, really liked it. Oh gosh, Grace, you need to dye your hair, love. I will dye it this weekend. Yeah, so I was really pleased with the shapes and the way it was spreading out. And do you know what? I can't wait to do it again. Hopefully better next time, but I just can't wait to do it again. That part of it, to me, was amazing. It was really, really great. And then I basically went over with a tool just to create like a centre part to the actual leaf shape, because that's what I was trying to get, a leaf. So once I was happy with that, I just went over it with the torch again. And then I just put some of the colour around the sides. Now, not all the sides are coated on the finished product. I do need to go around with some paint, and I will do that. I'll go around with some paint just to make sure that you can't see the previous canvas underneath it. But it should be fine then. So this is where I started faffing. Like you do, and I just started using the tool just to bring some swirls out around and just to pull some patterns out. On the finished product they do look quite nice, but at one point I had to say to myself, no Grace, stop, or else you're going to ruin it. So here I am, guys, still faffing. You know, like we all do, I think. We all start faffing about with our finished products. But I have put some little stills at the end of certain parts of the canvas that have got really good effects on them. Like this. So this is a couple of hours later, and as you can see, it's as though the paint has run at the bottom of the feather. And I do actually like that because it reminds me of the little bits that you get at the bottom of a feather. So I do actually like that. It has gone more purples and greens than pinks, but I don't mind that after. There is a touch of pink in there. And I think, for a first attempt, I think it's great. And this now is the dry. So there's some effects that I was commenting on, and which I absolutely love. What do you think of it, guys? Please comment if you think I should have gone 2-to-1 on paint, and let me know what you think. Please also do like. Any comments would be appreciated, and please do subscribe. I do intend on doing some more of the pouring, and I'd really like you to come along on the journey with me. So please do subscribe. Well, that's it for me now, guys. So hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.